All right, guys. The thing is, I tend to lean in, and that might be a little too close. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Summer Meyers. I am a mom to 5 kids, and we are homeschoolers, and that is what we talk about on this channel. So if that is something you are interested in, hit that subscribe button and talk. Tell me all about yourselves. I'd love to hear you. I have noticed recently that a lot of homeschool channels are putting out end of the year reviews, which makes sense because it's the end of the school year and everybody's like wrapping it up and they are ready to get moving to the summer. And I wanted to talk about your homeschool and what you guys have done and what made it successful. It's the end of the year, summer break is just around the corner, and we are just dying to get outside and just move and do things outside of the homeschool room. And it is such a great time as you are packing up old workbooks, as you're cleaning up things and getting it prepped for summer. It's a great time to reflect about what worked for your homeschool year and what didn't. And I wanted to talk about a couple of tips and things that I thought might help you as you were going over your progress from school last year. So my first tip when it comes to reviewing your homeschool year is do not compare your homeschool with other homeschoolers. If you know other homeschool families, it is so easy to get caught up in the compare game and be like, oh, their kids are reciting all of the presidents. Their kids know everything there is to know about whales. You know, it's so easy to be like, oh man, am I failing my kids? Am I not preparing them for the real world? Don't fall down into that compare game, especially with this year, because this year was a hard year. 2020 and 2021 was rather difficult. It was an unusual year for everybody, seasoned homeschoolers and new alike. So don't be hard on yourself if you feel like you didn't accomplish nearly as much as you wanted to. This year was just, we were quarantined and we were stuck inside, not able to do as many field trips, as many explorations as normal. Libraries were closed and books weren't allowed to be pulled. Maybe it was different in your area, but I know for ours, for a good half of our school year, we weren't allowed to borrow books until they kind of figured out what was safe and what wasn't. And I don't even know if they really figured it out. if I'm being honest, which I always am. I'm an honest person. And this is true regardless if you are going over your homeschool year or not. Do not fall into the trap of comparing your homeschool to somebody else, because everybody's homeschool is going to be different. Every child is different, and the pace they pick up things and things that they are interested in is going to vary. The whole point of homeschool is not to present a cookie cutter perfect student. That is what traditional schooling is meant to do. I don't know if they succeed, but that is their goal. And a homeschooler, their journey is not supposed to be the same. It is supposed to be varied. It is supposed to be tailored to that child. So you know what, Mama? You're doing a good job. You're doing a great job, and you're doing it for your kids, not for somebody else's. So I'm proud of you. My second tip for reviewing your homeschool year is to focus on your successes and the progress that you made in each subject that you worked on. And also, the things that sort of fell into your lap, things that you weren't looking for, that happened naturally in your homeschool. Those are so gratifying when you realize, hey, I didn't even plan this, and it happened, and it worked, and it was fabulous. Those are the things you want to look for. While you're going over all of your papers and review work and whatever, focus on your successes. Focus on things that you really did well. You're like, yeah, man, I really nailed read alouds this year. Oh man, I really did Bible study. I killed it this year. We really struggled with spelling at the beginning of the year, and now look how far they have grown. You've set a goal for yourself. Maybe you haven't quite reached it, but feel proud of the success you did make and the progress you did make, and celebrate those successes with your kids. Maybe you had a goal to finish a certain level in your curriculum. Annie, if you were going to be here, you need to be quiet. Your little nails are just like scratch, 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 scratch. Yes. Poor sweetheart. She needs some extra cuddles. Extra cuddles. Okay, where were we? So if you had a goal at the beginning of the year, most homeschoolers, when they start out, they have a goal in mind, a curriculum in mind that they want to reach, they want to finish, they want to accomplish. You've made progress in it. Whether or not you finished it, it doesn't matter. You have made a progress. You're no longer at ground zero. you're a couple levels up. So way to go. Focus on the successes and celebrate those successes with your kids. The final tip with this, when you are reviewing your homeschool, is to don't panic. And it is, don't panic when you and think, oh my gosh, we didn't finish nearly as much as we wanted to and do summer school. Don't go into it and buy a ton of workbooks and worksheets and a bunch of unnecessary supplies and go back to the grindstone of just work and trying to catch up, as they say. Catching up is a term that is non-existent in the homeschool world. Don't fall into that. Don't feel like you need to spend this time catching up to some unseen goal. I mean, who's putting that on you? It's putting it on yourself. Your child is exactly where they need to be, and they will get there. You know, it's kind of like the potty training thing. Somebody told me I was in the midst of my second potty training child. I can't believe I'm going to be doing this in another year. And she was just not struggling, but she wasn't. I thought we would do this in a week, get it done, be out of there, and we wouldn't have to worry about it. And a mom came up to me and she said, listen, this isn't a race. You know, by the time she hits kindergarten, she's going to be potty trained. She's not going to be in a diaper still. And I can't quite remember how old she was when we were potty training. It was around the 2-year-old range. And so that meant there were 3 more years. At first I was like, oh no, are we going to be potty training for 3 years? But the point that she was making was not that that's what was going to happen, that it was going to take us 3 years to get there, but that this wasn't going to last forever, that eventually we were going to get to where we needed to be. Same thing with school, same thing. Your kid didn't quite make all of their multiplication facts completed. They're going to get there eventually. They are. It's going to happen. Did they not learn all 50 states of the United States? It's okay. They're going to get there eventually. It doesn't have to happen today. It doesn't have to even happen tomorrow or next week. It'll happen. And you just have to trust the process, trust yourself, and trust your child. Don't spend sleepless nights thinking about, I got to summer school my kids so they are where they need to be with their peers, with their public school peers or whatever. Don't panic. You're going to be fine. Your kids are going to be fine. This is a series I'm doing. So next week I will be actually recapping what we did well for this homeschool year. So stay tuned for that if that is something you are interested in hearing about. And then the following week I will be talking about how to organize your school supplies, all of that paper, all of that schoolwork, those workbooks that you filled out, where do you put them all and how do you do it? I'm going to be talking about that in a week or two. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, Annie. Who's Duck? Oh, dexterous. Are you going to come lay down? I'm filming right now. You're such a bear. Okay, bear. Oh, no. Just gonna lay down. You're not a cat. Why is it always animals with me? It's always babies or animals, isn't it? Always babies or animals. You're my love bug. You're my love bug. I miss your daddy. I'm wearing white pants. White no longer. Pardon my reach. Okay, I think that was it. That was quick. I don't know if I talked enough. Annie Bell. You are such a dog. You are such a dog.